Hey there! On this video, you're going to be amazed at the transformation that I'm going to give this leather jacket that I'm cleaning and conditioning. Now, this video is not brand specific, so it doesn't matter what you ride, and it doesn't matter what type of leather jacket you have. Anything from an Alpinestars to a Schatz Brothers Perfecto. Now, I will tell you that I was amazed at the transformation of the cleaning more specifically. So, let's move on to the video and you be the judge. Hey, how you doing? This is Bronx Brothers Motorcycles and my name is Richie. Hey, let's be honest here. Your jacket is dirty. It's filthy. It has dead bugs on it. It has road dirt. Everything that comes off of cars, antifreeze, oil, windshield washer fluid. All of that stuff is on your jacket. If you looked at your jacket under a microscope, you would probably see all the dead bugs that are on it. I mean, it would be like thousands of bugs. Motorcyclists are responsible for killing more bugs, some with our teeth, some with our mustaches, and our jackets. On today's video, I'm going to show you how to take care of your jacket. I know it's been years since you haven't cleaned it.
You filthy animal.
I've been riding for 45 years, so I know a few things. Anyhow, on today's video, we are going to discuss how to properly care for your leather jacket. So, I have 3 products in front of me and a few towels. This is going to be a quick video, and after you clean your jacket, let me tell you, you're going to be a lot happier. What do I have here? So this product here is something I've been reading up on. It's called Leather CPR. You can get this on Amazon. Leather CPR. So this is more of a all-in-one kind of product. Now, the other product I have is saddle soap. And I got my little brush here that's going to help me clean my one jacket that I haven't cleaned in a couple years. So yes, I'm guilty of it as well. And finally, I have some mink oil. This is going to treat the leather. You know, these jackets are not cheap. So the best thing we can do is take good care of them. And if you're like me, you like looking good as well. So you want to take care of your jacket so that it stays looking new or newish. Yes, when we break them in, they look a lot better, they feel a lot better, but having a clean jacket is going to make it last longer and perform better. Now, what do I mean by perform better? Well, what I'm saying is it's not going to get as stiff. It's going to repel a little bit more water when you have some mink oil on there, and it's just going to be more supple. So that is what I'm talking about. Perform better. So let's get on with the video. Now, like I said, I have 2 jackets, and I have this Harley Davidson jacket here, and this thing is not that old. This thing does not have that many miles on it. Now, on the other hand, I have an Alpinestars jacket, and this jacket I haven't cleaned in a while. So this is the one I'm going to clean first, and then I'll do a quick treatment of protecting this jacket. So let's move on. Now, as you can imagine, what gets the dirtiest on these jackets is going to be the front. How many times haven't you taken a trip, you get back, and you got bugs splattered to your chest? Also the arms. This takes a lot of abuse by picking up road grime and bugs. So I'm going to concentrate on those 2 things first. So I'm going to start with the saddle soap. I'm going to put a little bit of water here so I can dip my brush in, and then I'll rub it on the soap and scrub my jacket down. Now, this is a perforated jacket, so I want to work quickly. So here's the water, dipping my brush in, and then I'm going to try to pick up a little bit of saddle soap. Just concentrate on the chest. And the towel will tell how much dirt I pick up. Here's a nice clean towel. Man, that's dirty. Whew. Amazing. Now that's a few thousand miles. I can't even tell you how many thousands of miles I've ridden with this jacket. Let's do the other side. This is all it takes. This is pretty simple stuff. Basically, you're just loosening the soil. And I'm not drenching it. I'm gonna go ahead and use that same dirty spot because I don't want to trash this towel out. Even though I have a few. Woo. So I want to show you the color of the foam. I mean, that's pretty dirty. I'm not sure if it shows up with the correct color on camera, but it's taking out a lot of soil. Well, I want to go over a few things. So, water and a pump spray. This is going to be very handy because you're going to have to wet this frequently. And you don't want to over wet it. This is the best way to control how much water you're adding to the saddle soap. The other thing is, I will say that seeing is believing. I am amazed at how dirty this jacket was. So, a few things I want to go over. This is considered, I would say, a soft brush. Okay? It's not very aggressive. So, this is actually a paintbrush for dabbing, and this is what I've used. Now, you could probably use a stiff paintbrush, such as this, or they also sell horsehair brushes, like for shoes, cleaning shoes, and it is the kind that if it's like this, the brushes are at the bottom here, or the bristles rather. Now, this spray bottle came in very handy because it allows me to adjust the amount of water that I'm adding to the saddle soap. You don't want to add too much, and at the same time you don't want to add too little. It's like a fine balance, and this was the perfect tool for that. So 2 or 3 squirts in there, rub the brush around, and then clean the garment. With the saddle soap, I've cleaned both sides as well as the sleeves. Now I'm gonna let this air dry. Now I will say it is recommended that you don't soak this so much so that it doesn't grow mold or anything like that. Maybe you don't know, but leather tends to get moldy. And I actually have a couple of jackets that got moldy in a closet where a family member of mine put a wet umbrella in there, and that closet gets no air ventilation, no movement. And I took out a couple of jackets and they were moldy. They probably put a raincoat in there as well. Whatever it is, they've been adding moisture to it. So be careful where you store your leather jackets. Now, I'm going to let this air dry just at room temperature, and then I am going to condition it with the mink oil. So these kind of hangers are great for your jackets because they keep the shoulders in good condition. And I can show you jackets, old jackets that use the skinny type of hangers, and they just get the form of the hanger up here, and after a while they don't look so great. I purchased this product online. I did some research on the best care for leather, and this kept coming up, so I'm gonna give it a try. Okay, so I've read the instructions on this, and what you don't want to use is a cloth. At all costs, get a sponge. I couldn't find a sponge. This is a pad. It's basically a sponge. It's a buffing pad for a little buffer that I have, polisher. So what we're going to do with this is we're going to rub it on. We're going to let it sit, and then we're going to come back and wipe it off. This is a cleaner conditioner. This is 2-in-1. And just so you know, this is how this is done, and this is how I did the other jacket. I do panels at a time. Very easy. Rather than doing the whole thing at once. You don't want to make a big mess. So I do a panel. This is considered a panel here. This is another panel. These side panels. The sleeves has panels. Got that portion. This goes pretty quickly, as you can see, compared to the other one. The other one took me about 20 minutes. Now, a lot of this is going to be wiped off. And the reason they don't want you to use a towel is because the towel will absorb the good conditioning ingredients that this product has. Now I put my hand under it, and I did the same thing with the sleeves. I put my hand in the sleeve from the bottom, so I put it in reverse, and I work the sleeves. Now what this is doing, it's loosening the dirt. So when I wipe it off now, it'll take the dirt, and then what stays will condition the jacket. Read the instructions. You know, I found as I've gotten older that most of the products, and I learned it with car care products, is you have to read the instructions. They pay these engineers a lot of money for them to produce these products and to do it correctly. And so many times, especially with car wash products, we overuse it. So now I have it all on there, and what it says is to let it sit for about 2 minutes and then wipe it off. And that's going to take off the dirt, and yes, it's going to leave some conditioner. But if it's really dirty, to do it again. So that's what we're going to do with this back piece and see how it comes out. There is a little bit of dirt on it, but compared to the other jacket, this is a fairly new jacket. Has very low miles on it. Doesn't have thousands of miles. I'd be surprised if I put 1,000 miles on this jacket. It feels good. Well, let's just put a sleeve on there and see the difference. Now the front should be more dirty than the back. Let's see if I can get more dirt out of the front. Okay, so the front is as expected, more dirty. You can see there. Show you the back. That was the back side, not as dirty as the front. That was expected because when you ride, this is what gets all the dirt, bugs, and everything. Now let's do a comparison with the sleeve. You can see it's more dull. It doesn't look, I don't know, as supple. And it feels super smooth, I will say. That it does, which is going to help repel water. So one thing I will say, as I told you, I've been riding for many years, and one way that I have always broken in my jackets is to give it a good soaking and then go for a long ride in the summer so that it dries quickly. And that's how you break a jacket in. It will mold to your body. So now I'm gonna condition the Alpinestars real quick just to show you how to do that. And you may ask, why am I doing it with my hands? Well, my hands are warm. And it comes off on my hand, and then I apply it to the jacket. And it comes off of my hand. Now, like I said, I did a lot of research before I started this process, and this is how the professionals do it. Now, you can wear a glove. My hands are super dry. My hands are like sandpaper. Not only am I melting away the mink oil, but I'm also, because my hand is warm, when I touch the leather, it kind of warms it up with the friction and the warmth of my hand. So it's a lot better than using a towel or a sponge or anything like that. Now this stuff really helps with waterproofing the leather, and you don't want clumps and you don't want to overdo it. And this is a perforated jacket, so I have to be careful that I'm not filling those holes with this wax. I'm gonna give it, I already did it, but I'm gonna give it a little bit more on the chest, because this is what takes the most abuse. All the chemicals that the cars leave. When you're wearing a full face helmet, you see what your shield looks like. There you can see the difference between both sides. Okay, now I'm going to use a microfiber towel and I'm going to buff this jacket. Take the heaviness off. I'll show you what that looks like. It looks pretty good in my opinion. Now, as I was explaining earlier why I use my hand, I used a good amount of this. This was completely flat, and I'm not sure if you can tell, but there's a good divot on there. So it means that I use a substantial amount on this jacket. It may seem at first, so here's my experience, it may seem at first that you're not applying that much, but the proof is in the pudding, as they say. I just showed you how much I used. This looks really good. You can see the difference there. Okay, here's the finished product. I buffed it all off. Good as new. Now, one final thing, you have to watch my helmet maintenance video, which is the previous video to this. If your jacket is very dirty inside, that video will show you how to maintain the inside of your jacket clean. This one is not in terrible condition, so I am not going to go that route. But if this jacket was much older and very dirty inside, then I would give it that maintenance. Do it the same way that I did on the helmet, that the liner doesn't come out. And that's how you take care of the inside of these jackets. This one has a lining. This lining can be washed. Follow the instructions. Now I wanted to show you what the towel looks like after I removed the mink oil from the Alpinestars. It's still got a little dirt out. So it is much cleaner now. Now don't forget, I have a series of videos on restoring all of your motorcycle gear. Look back at my videos if you haven't seen the helmet cleaning video. It is worth the watch. If you haven't subscribed, I urge you to please do so. It is the main reason us YouTubers are always making videos, and it's also appreciated. Be on the lookout for my next gear maintenance video. Thank you for being here. You all take care. Watch out with the crazy people on the roads, and I will catch you on the next one. Adios.